Now then, there's been a big jump in demand for allotments, with many council-run sites seeing their waiting times double.
Yeah, in Aberdeen, almost 1,000 people are waiting for a space to grow their own. And from there, the Nine's India Grant reports.
Restricted access to the outdoors planted a seed for many to get an allotment. These plots near Dundee are in high demand and, as a result, well maintained. But up the road in Aberdeenshire, the waiting list has doubled since 2019, and some of these plots in Ellen are a little worse for wear.
We would probably have to look at getting a digger in to give us a hand to clear it, because it's probably a bit much even for our enthusiastic green fingers.
Lorraine is part of a volunteer group in Ellen that wants to bring these allotments into community ownership and make some changes.
We would have to work with what the existing waiting lists look like, but by splitting the allotments into smaller pieces, we're going to be able to get maybe 9 or 10 people given a bit of ground.
This will take more than a bit of weeding. The person in charge of this plot may well have passed on.
Yeah, so we want to get this back to a standard that actually can be like the one next door that is actually being used. So probably get a digger in, give our green-fingered volunteers a hand, because there's years of neglect in this one.
It's not just Lorraine.
We've been quite successful with our little raised beds, but I would like to have a bigger patch to do a lot more.
Diane's in Inverurie and has been waiting even longer.
I kept contacting the council every now and again just to see where I was in the waiting list and how things were going. And 16 years down the line, I'm still on the waiting list, and I'm still waiting for an allotment.
Diane's babies are now grown teens, but she'd hoped to be able to teach them about nutrition.
I just feel that the council should have it higher up their priority list, especially these days with sustainability and climate change and with COVID. I'm sure more people would like to get out and about and outdoors.
When people do get an allotment, passion can blossom. Martin's had this plot for a number of years.
It's amazing when you just plant a small seed and then a few months later you've got something from that seed that you can take home and you can eat to enjoy the peace and tranquility of the allotment. I've got quite a busy job, so I enjoy, after a hard week at work, coming down here, just having some peace and quiet. There's a real community spirit about allotments as well. Everybody helps each other out.
Many of the councils we spoke to are trying to carve out space for new plots. Until then, the only thing growing will be waiting times. India Grant, BBC News.